Hi guys, today we're going to be talking about the collections module and name tuples. So first you need to import the module. So let me give you a brief explanation of what is a tuple. They are similar to lists, but tuples are immutable, meaning they cannot be changed or new items added to them after creating them. Okay, so as you can see, I've declared a tuple T and I've given it some values, and you'll notice that tuples are declared with round brackets, not square brackets like lists. Okay, so there you can see it's now displaying exactly what I declared above. You can also use indexing to get the individual values. Okay, so there you can see I've now displayed each value on its own. Right, so now you can also use something we call tuple unpacking, which basically just takes whatever the values you have in a tuple and assigns them to variables. Let me show you how that works. Okay, so as you can see, it took T, and for each value in T, it just assigned them to the variables. Now, you have to have the same number of variables as there are items in your tuple, otherwise you'll get an error. So if I added another variable here, I'll just call it var, it's going to complain. So you'll say not enough values to unpack. Okay, so if you get that error, you know what you're looking for. Okay, so now onto a name tuple. So basically you create a name tuple definition that defines the names of items or fields so you can refer to them by name and not indexes. Okay, so there is your tuple, your named tuple declaration. So that is what you will be calling it. So you could, that's your variable. Okay, that's gonna hold this definition here. Okay, and you're basically saying these are the items or the field names that I will be populating. Okay, so let's now give those items, or let's now use that tuple declaration and give it some values. Okay, so now you can see this is from the previous line, which is that there. So this here is displaying what is now in the tuple, in the name tuple. Okay, and you can see each field name has a value, and then you can print them out individually. Okay, so now there they are as individual items, and you can see it's more readable to use the field name instead of an indexing number like you had above. Okay, this here is just way more readable, okay, in your code. So you might want to consider using a name tuple instead of just a normal tuple. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how you can turn a list into a named tuple. The number of items must obviously match whatever the named tuple fields have been declared. Okay, so as you can see there, I've declared a list and I've printed out the list, and see there it returns the values. Okay, now I'm going to take that list and I'm going to convert it into a name tuple. Alright, so there you can see it took the list because the number of items match the number of fields exactly. and you use this underscore dot underscore make call or function, and you pass it the list, it'll take that and it will make a new name tuple out of it. Now another thing you might notice or have noticed when a tuple is displayed, it looks similar to what you would expect a dictionary to look. If you've come across a dictionary in Python, it's got a key and a value pair, as you can see, key value, kind of the same as what a dictionary looks like. So guess what? You can convert a name tuple into a dictionary. Okay, so there you see, there's the name tuple, and there's the dictionary, and you can see it's printed it out, and that is the dictionary. Key value. Okay, so I'll also show you the replace function. Okay, so now you can see student is now the name is Bob and surname is Marley. Okay, but now it hasn't replaced the existing tuple, so it hasn't replaced the values in another student. It's just taken them and created a new one. So the old one still exists. So let me print that one out. You can see. So you still got the same one that it used as a source to replace with. As you can see, you've got the new one and you've got the old one. The old one hasn't been changed. As I said in the beginning, you can't change tuple values or tuple values. You can only make new ones out of them, but the original one, you can't change the items. It's immutable. Okay, so now I'm going to just give a bit of a coding example as to how this can be used. Okay, as you can see, I've got a list that I've defined here, and in the list I've got tuple items, and in each tuple they've each got their own item. Okay, so this is basically a list of tuples. Right, so now I've used a loop, okay, to go through each student in the list. Oops, close that. Right. So it goes through each student, it takes the tuple, it then makes it into a name tuple, okay, and it assigns it to S. It then uses the individual field values, okay, so s.name, and it puts it in this formatted string. If you haven't seen formatted strings before, I do have a video on it. So this is just basically a formatted string. The string starts with an F, and then in curly braces you can then put the values or the variables of, or you can do calculations in between here, and then it will just put it inside your string. As you can see there, it's displaying each of the tuples or the items in the name tuple. You can see there's the values. Right guys, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you learned something today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day. Cheers.